All right, what's up, my brothers? We got a requested video today from a gentleman who wants to start up a business. He's currently employed, and he has some questions around that. He also wants to run the business with his girlfriend and move somewhere. So let's hop into it. We'll throw this up into the stream, and I'll read it out for you because you probably won't see it on some devices like on a mobile. So he goes, "Hey, Rich, I have an idea for a business without being too specific. I found a demand that is not being met, and I think I can meet it by selling online. I should be able to start this up without going into any debt, but it'll require me moving to a place where the cost of living is lower. I have a good job right now. In fact, it's the best I've ever had, and I've worked hard to get here where I am, but it's still just a job. Yeah, I can hire and fire people, so I'm in charge, but I still report to people. I'd like to be my own boss for a change. My potential business checks off your boxes of I lose track of time when." So all that means is, I always tell guys that you should ask yourself this question before you go and get into business doing something is, do you lose track of time when you're doing that thing? Because otherwise it will become tedious and you'll probably build something that you hate running. So this is an important one. So he loses track of time when he's doing this. And almost your business of one idea because my girlfriend will be working with me too. So I don't like this. So it'll be a business of two. There's a book called Company of One. You should check it out. I don't like the idea of getting into business with a female partner. I don't like partnerships in general. They usually don't work out when it comes to business, with the rare exception where there's an inside guy and an outside guy. Using Apple as the example, Steve Jobs was the outside guy. He was a marketing guy. Wozniak was the inside guy that took care of building the hardware in the early days. That's why that worked out so well. Usually, when we take on partnerships with a girlfriend, it doesn't work out because you're like doing it because you don't want to be lonely. It's not like, what special skills is she bringing to the table that you don't have that could or would be problematic if you need to untie the relationship? Not, because relationships are not forever. Men and women are not monogamous. So at some point on a balance of probabilities, this is going to need to untie. So I really, really don't like this part of what you're talking about, but guys will do what they want to do. As far as the girls go, the girls is a funny conversation Aaron Cleary and I have, and I actually titled one of the chapters in my book, How to Get the Girls. It's a little bit tongue-in-cheek, so there's a story behind that. But he says, as far as the girls go, when I brought up the idea of her moving to another town to do this, she thought it would be fun to try. I'd say she's in my frame. We have a great relationship and never fight. Believe it or not, she never nags me either. I'd say I'm the best she can get, so I'm not worried about a nasty breakup. Doesn't matter, dude. Women always reserve the right to change their mind at any given time. If things don't go a certain way, or if a better option shows up, or if you find something that's better on the outside, any number of things can throw a monkey wrench in this. There's a reason why forever and ever, till death do us part, and richer and poorer and all that stuff never really works out long term, but you do as you want, right? Anyway, he says, been there, done that in the past, learned my lessons of what not to look for in a long-term relationship, hence this one. Right. Well, we've been living together for about 10 years and still have separate finances, though we own a house together with no mortgage and no kids. All right. After doing a little market research on the back of napkin calculations, that's one way to do it. That's how Richard Branson basically came up with Virgin Airlines. But anyway, I think I could net 6 figures in a couple of years if people manage to find me on the web. Okay. So the big if is, does this guy know how to market? Is selling and marketing a skill that he can manage? He thinks he has an idea that has a demand, but there's always that stumbling block for most guys, which most guys actually suck at pretty bad. I've checked out a lot of Cameron Herold's videos and interviews. Okay, so Cam was my old business coach from around 2008 or 9. I did a episode with him on Playing to Win. I'll put a card up on the top right. You should check it out. It was a pretty cool chat. But he's not a marketing guy. Like, he's more of a operational leadership guy, and culture. So you've checked out some of his stuff. You like his ideas. They make really good sense, and I think they would be cheap to implement. What I would recommend you do is watch Joe Polish's videos on his YouTube channel. I think it's either called Genius Network, or if you search on YouTube for Genius Network, Joe Polish, or Piranha Marketing, any one of those three should bring up his main channel. He's a marketer that I would recommend that you follow to get ideas on marketing if you're not clear on them. He has, I think, well over a decade and a half now of content. He had a podcast that I used to listen to about 10 years ago called I Love Marketing. And there were some really, really good episodes in there. I'd say most of them probably still hold relevant to today even. So if you want better marketing ideas, I would suggest following Joe Polish's stuff. Anyway, so let's get to his questions. I have some questions for you. If you're new to an area, how do you find a good accountant, bookkeeper, or lawyer? I assume that you're moving to an area where there's a expat community, or it's attractive to entrepreneurs to move to based on the way you're describing this question. So you'll probably find either an online community or a Facebook group that you could sign up for. I know I joined one on Facebook for Costa Rica, and there's tax incentives for entrepreneurs to move their businesses down there. There's daily discussion, even like discussion every few hours in that group. So if you're moving to an area, there's usually already existing communities for expats to get leads and ideas. So if you're looking for an accountant, a bookkeeper, or a lawyer, get in the community group. Hey guys, I'm moving here on these dates. Ask questions like, what's a great neighborhood to move into with good amenities and blah, 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 that's safe, you know, or I'm not going to get shot, obviously. And who's got a great bookkeeper, an accountant that you can recommend, or a lawyer to help me, you know, set up all the legal document. These things exist, you know, it's a Google search away or a private community away. So that's where I would go with those. Number two, he says, I have no social media presence at all right now. Any tips on how to get people to my website to buy my products online? Any favorite books to read? I don't know if you're talking about a physical product or an information product or a service. I don't like physical products. You should already know that. I'm trusting that you're probably going to do something that's either information, like it's learning, or it's a service. But your question here is how to build a social media following. Let's deal with that part first. You just have to put out useful content that's going to encourage people to follow you. They have these guides out there that'll tell you, oh, how to increase your Twitter following and how to build your high value Instagram and all that kind of stuff. You can buy those, but at the end of the day, what it really boils down to is if you want to get people's attention on you, you have to give them something that's worth keeping their attention on. That's all that it boils down to. So take a look at your demographic, you know, what that avatar looks like, and then you start creating regular content around that. YouTube is still a great platform. It doesn't matter if you own a business or not. I would still encourage most business owners. And again, I don't know what the business is, so I can't help you specifically, but YouTube is still a great platform to get discovered because people go looking for answers for lots of business related questions, lots of life problems, anything from how do I tape, you know, the window frame before I paint it to my dishwasher got something stuck in the filter. How do I get it out? Right. So you can create content that answers stuff like that and maybe drive traffic. But anyway, favorite books to read. I would say go to my Amazon bookstore. So pinned in the top comment, I have a Amazon, I think it's called an Amazon influencer account, but it says right before it, books I recommend men read. And I have it broken down. Like I have it actually broken down in each book. And it's like, you know, this will help you with women. This will help you with sexual marketplace. This is Evo Psych. This is business. Go read the business books. I like reading biographies. I'd say the top ones that I've enjoyed the most would be The Everything Store, which is on Jeff Bezos. So the title of the book is The Everything Store on Jeff Bezos. Losing My Virginity by Richard Branson, which is basically his biography. Here, let me dig it up real quick. What I'll do is I'll go write down my recommended reading list. Company of One by Paul Jarvis. That'll show you how to run a very small one-person business. Ideally, it should be one person, not you and that chick. I would read Relentless by Tim S. Grover, which is really about dealing with adversity and getting past obstacles. The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday is a great book for life and business in general. The Lean Startup by Eric Ries. That's spelled R-I-E-S. Shoe Dog, which is the Nike story by Phil Knight. And anything by Seth Godin, because he's a great marketer. So those would be the ones that I'd recommend. Let's go to number 3, which is more tongue-in-cheek. He's saying, if I pay Aaron Cleary 10 cents for his advice, Will that insult him enough to trigger his final spaz attack? Should I turn off my grammar and spell check for that one? Yes, you should. Tell him I sent you. All right. I think that is it. I usually send some money to the people I watch the most online. I figure it's good karma and cheaper than cable TV. So here's some questions and some dough. Keep up the good work. All right. That's it. That's what I got for you. I think that the biggest thing sitting in your blind spot on this, brother, is the whole chick thing. I don't like the idea of running a business with a woman, but you decide what you want to do. Sounds like you've been with her for 10 years, and it sounds and feels like you vetted her to the point where you've minimized the risk as much as possible. It still exists, but you feel good about it, so you do as you please. Guys, leave a comment below. Let this requester know what you think, and if you have any feedback, if maybe you've been in the same or similar type of situation, smash the like button. Pinned in the top comment, there's a bunch of useful links to my book. If you want to join my community, make requests like this, book me for one-on-one coaching, blah, 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 all that stuff. Check it out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.